Hello and welcome to the third episode of Working with Doors Indoors, learning music to use it. With your host Sunray. Alright, so what I thought I'd do for this third episode and the idea, I thought something like making a beat in a week. Now, I've continued to use the example of from the past two episodes, so the basic adding a rhythm, getting a drum kit down, and adding your basic chord progression. For video's sake, I have kind of added in a few tracks here, but I'll show you how I laid them down. So now you can see I've already got the internal keyboard up. So that's good to go. I'll just use Command K, bring that up. Now to add a track, easiest way would be to just click this plus if you're not familiar. Now that'll give you the option to bring up a software instrument or either audio, so that's your microphone, a direct input, if you wanted to mic up some drum, a live drum kit or any live instrument. But for this, obviously we're going to use just a software instrument with the internal synths and sounds that we've got. So basically I have already laid down a bass. But I'll basically just show you how to do it. So Command D, Command K, I've opened up that. As you can hear, that's fine, that's in the range. Okay, and I'll mute all these other ones until we get there. So the moment and also the bass. Alright, so this would be R for record. Right, so basically that's it. Now, as you want to do, get it in the quantize so everything's in rhythm. Sounds alright. Just going with it. It's just following the chords. Very basic rhythm. Okay, so I've kind of already inputted that in there just above, as you can see, for the video's sake. So I'll unmute that track. We no longer need this, so I can press delete on this track and it will remove it. Return to get to the beginning of the loop. Press play, the space bar, and there we are. Okay. And then what I thought for the next step, I'll add the melody. So I've chosen a piano. To choose instruments, you go up into the complete left. Up the top here, you've got library. And this gives you the selection of all these plugins, synths that would be available on your personal device. So you could do plenty of sounds to choose from. Basically, I just chose a piano, most likely the Steinway or Yamaha, but it's completely up to you. Or you can see the Steinway I chose. So I did a very basic kind of melody. You could either way, it's up to you. You could, if you didn't want to use the internal keyboard, another way to do such things would be to select an empty region, such as here. You can see an empty track. Now go into there, press Command and click. It'll be create empty MIDI region. So you want to select that. That'll bring you up with a little window here in the piano roll. Now to create a note within there, you press same thing, Command and click, and then it will a note will appear. As you can see, this is muted at the moment, so no sound will appear when I input my first note. So let's just Command click. It's going to ask you to create note, so create the note. There's one note. As I said, we can't hear it at the moment because this track is muted, but if I unmute and press on this and move it around, we should be able to hear everything. There you go. So there's a C4 on the piano, C sharp, D, C sharp, E, F, and so on. So there, from there, if you didn't want to use the internal keyboard, you could press Option and drag your notes and input them however you see fit to make your melody. So as something, you know, like whichever way you go. But as I said, for video's sake, I have inputted a basic melody on the piano. I'll remove that track, and just to show you, this is what it is. Just following that same chord progression, very simple. Just solo it out. No effects on it really as of yet. That was on the other track, sorry. So I mean, there's very little reverb. Can put some more to give it a bit of emphasis, depending which way you want to go with it. It's just completely up to your ear. So I'll bring back whatever's there. Probably prefer it more like that. And as I said, you could probably work with some delay if you wanted to, any sort of effect. Excuse me. And when they see dry and wet, basically wet is the amount of effect. It's the affected sound. So this is a delay. So if I was, and dry is the natural output that is selected from your synth. So if I was to say put 100%, you can hear that the delay is now on the piano. Just to emphasize it a bit, I'll solo it out. I don't think I'll keep the delay on it, just to recognize the difference between dry and wet. So if I took the dry down, there's no original note, not at all. It's all just delay. This is the effect. You can, there's many things to do just to add that effect. But as I said, I probably won't use any of that for this particular one, just for video's sake. So we go from there. That's what we got. Now from here, basically, I mean, you've got your bass, your chords, and your melody, kind of like getting there, good to go. I might just thicken it up with a little bit of backing rhythm. Now I've chosen 2 organ tracks just to basically follow the chord progression and just thicken it out. And then all they're doing is just sort of 4 on the floor type rhythm, as you can see, just following the progression. So that's the look of it in the piano roll. I'll remove the library a little bit so you can see it a bit bigger. Just around here. Now if I'm to solo that, it'd be something just like that, just following the chord progression. And I put another one in there to make it a bit thicker. Okay, so we'll put that. I'll mute the last. Mute the last 2. We'll open the rhythm. So now we should have the bass, the chord progression, the melody, and the 2 backing rhythm tracks along with the drum kit. Okay, so I think that's a little bit high, this one. Control A. They might be both a little high. Control A. Okay. Something may have happened here. It's all good. We'll figure it out. We'll get to where we've got to go. Say this one was higher. And then this one. Yeah. still a little bit high. So what I could do actually, just to my sound, so I might open up the equalizer. As you can see, you can open up the analyzer, and it shows you what is being played. I might just remove all the low end because there is nothing that will help in the long run with clashing with any bass sounds. Sounds alright to me. Just took off a little of the high end. So that's basically, there you go. You got, a bit of the rhythm. And now what I've done for the last two is just add a last kind of chord to really give a kind of powerful influence to the track. Like, as I said, it's not mixed, but let's just see how it goes. Alright, and these would be these two sounds. Alright, we'll bring it all back in. Why you rolling mad? Why you looking so sad? What you doing with the arms? Filling with the bone. This how you gonna say the man is but you own this. The man is nothing but you front and something. Make creations on the dope beats like yo. Alright. So some of this will continue through. Right? I hope you enjoy. Please do like, share, subscribe, tell everybody about this Sunray, and just I hope you did find this beneficial and you can learn something and you continue to stay with this. And we'll obviously it's not mixed at all yet. I'm going to still add a few more tracks to it, fill it out, add the automation, stereo panning, mixing, and then basically from there the final bounce to the master. Now, actually, what I probably will say now, as I've got the chance, as you can see, with the master chain, where do we go? Let's try and bring it up. Basically here, I've got my master stereo out, set up 8.8 decibels, so it's got a lot of headroom there. But just for the basic of mastering, there's three core elements to it. A lot of people do it a different way. Now, as I said, I left the headroom. A lot of people would want to initially come in and record as loud as possible and think that's good to go and bounce it off, but really there should be a few segments to it. You initially put it in as loud as you can, but as low as you can in terms of signal. And clean as you can. Then you mix it to get it to your personal preference, and then you would be going for the loudness. So as I said, core elements being compression, equalization, and limiting. So you've got a few other elements there, plenty to choose from, but a lot of people would have to agree, professionals in this case, the main three core elements of mastering are compression, equalization, and limiting. And no, there is no secret to mastering, as all tracks are different, so they all need to be done differently, and people have different preferences. So even my uni lecturer said it's a lifelong journey and there is no right or wrong answer. But that is with that. I'll leave you with that beautiful tip, and I hope to see you soon. Take care, much peace always.